3, 2, 1, and we are live.
Welcome everybody. It's been a while. This is Nerding Out. It's been a while. We've been gone. We're coming back. I know I've said it's been a while 3 times. I'm fucking tired. It's been a long day.
Wow, we really fucked that
Justin
up.
is crying in the background. You could do the intro next time.
We really fucked that up.
It's been a long day for all of us. So just
indeed.
hi. We wanted to bring back Nerding Out along with Off the Henny last week and next week. This is Sergio Campos and Nikki. I'm not going to give your full name.
Yeah, don't dox on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm not going to dox your real name. And we're here to talk about nerd shit. We're coming back. We're going to try and make this semi-regular. Before we start, let's do our plugs. Let's get them out of the way.
TikTok, SDM Podcast, Instagram, Strawberry Death Machine, all one word. Podcast where you can find podcasts. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We got reaction videos. The main show's on there. Off the Henny's on there. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, on all platform streaming services, we have our podcast. If you could leave a review, that'd be fantastic. If you go into our link tree in our Instagram bio, there is a Discord link in there. Join the cult. The Vine is growing rapidly. Be one of the chosen few. I've been
afraid to check it lately.
It's a lot. But
it's good, but it's a lot.
It's great. Yeah. Please, by all means, join the Vine. It is rapidly growing. We'd love to see your beautiful, beautiful faces in our Discord. We are in there every day. And talk shit about everything with us. So yeah.
Also, nerding related, twitch.tv/Strawberry Death Machine. I'm playing, and then
YouTube.com.
I'm starting it up again, but yeah, my handle is still Satsuki Kiryuni.
There we go.
Perfect.
And then on YouTube, when I stream, rarely, but usually when I stream, it's all of us in the party playing.
Well, we all have PS5s now, the three of us.
The three of us have PS5s now.
PS5
gang.
We should flex on these bitches.
We really gotta find
we got
a
PS5s.
We gotta find
PS5
a common game that the three of us can play.
I'm getting Warzone soon. Or Modern Warfare 2.
Actually, let's start with this. We'll start
with that.
Let's start with this.
But yeah, and then youtube.com/Strawberry Death Machine Gaming. That's where we all play games. So yeah. So yeah, let's fucking.
We're starting off with the Warzone talk.
Starting off with Warzone talk. Well, Warzone/Modern Warfare 2 talk.
Yeah, so I fucking quit Apex. Never thought I'd say that in my fucking life.
Are you done playing Apex, or is it? What is it?
I have tried playing it again 3 times, and I've deleted it every single time.
It's so weird because most people do the opposite.
Yeah.
100%.
But also, I associate with Apex.
I genuinely want to try again. And you know what sucks? I stopped, and it was just because there was this, we were busy around Christmas.
Yeah.
We were all fucking busy. And then on top of that, it was my PS4 was starting to slow down, and I just was anticipating getting that PS5 for Christmas. So I was just like,
of course,
I gave up. And then I should have just waited to buy Warzone until I got that PS5. I screwed myself over because the minute I played that game, I was like in it. But the reason that I switched over wasn't just because, fuck Apex. If the game logic was fucking correct and as good as Warzone is, I'd go back.
Yeah.
But there's so many problems with it. And I understand that has a lot to do with the fact that Respawn's going through a lot of issues still. They don't have enough money nor devs to do certain things.
Real quick, fuck you for canceling the story mode Titanfall game. I'm pissed.
Oh yeah, dude. Remember when you sent me the trailer for at least the original link for it, bro? I was ready to drop money on that for sure. I would have dropped money on a Kickstarter. Fucking sick, for sure.
Yeah, but and that's the shitty part is they shut Titanfall down on so many people, and it was like, what the fuck? But then didn't put more into Apex. I would have gladly, if they had said, look, we're taking it off for a while, we're going to work on it, we're going to make it an $80 game, I would have gladly bought the fucking deluxe edition at $100. Wouldn't have given a fuck if it was better.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought it was going to take an upturn with this with the last season. I loved Catalyst. She's a great fucking addition. Great representation for the trans community and everything like that. She's fucking awesome. Didn't help for the fucking meta at all because now it's just Caustic, Watson, and Catalyst. But when you play ranked, or as far as I got into ranked, those game logic issues, all of those things that make it a shitty game cost you.
For sure.
I can't tell you how many times that thing is shut down on me in the middle of a platinum lobby and I lose 50 points and that demotes you.
Yeah.
And then they fucked with the rank system, and then listened to all the pros and everyone
it's
else.
It's just like a broken system.
And yeah. Well, no, they went back and they fixed the rank system after it went to shit because they tried to basically, you didn't get rewarded for higher kill counts.
Oh, I see.
You got a cap at some point. And then on top of that, you weren't getting points, even for fucking placement. Like, that was half of it, was at least getting placement.
Yeah.
But you were getting screwed over with points, which they fixed that. And it was pretty even going into this last season. But
yeah,
you're fucking shooting straight. I know, because I'm literally, like, I'm so used to the guns at some point. Like, you know your guns.
and plus, like,
And
when you ADS, you get used to, like, the size of the hitbox.
And literally, I knew how to hip fire. I was doing everything. Like, if you watch, like, some of the last clips that I posted of playing Apex, especially as Valk, like, my hip fire was awesome. My movement was perfect. And even then, I'd be shooting straight through somebody's fucking skull. Nothing. Nothing fucking registers.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the amount of fucking cheaters that they have, because their anti-cheat is so shit that you can't, there's nothing to, combat against that. I'm on a fucking PS4. What am I going to do?
Yeah, of course.
But even playing it on the PS5, it wasn't...
Still broken?
Wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, the reason why I even bought Warzone and didn't wait till I got the PS5 was because I saw one fucking TikTok, one really cool fucking ghost TikTok, and I didn't know who the fuck he was.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't know who he was, and I saw the, I forget which clip of it, but it's like him, like, this dude's coming up through, like, this thing in the dark, and he literally just comes out of fucking nowhere and just, like, kills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just...
Dude, the executions, the new Warzone are fucking amazing.
Brutal.
And then the fucking video where Shepard's just like, and that one guy's yelling at him, and he's like, "Where's my men?" And he's like, "Your men have been detained." And I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
I don't care what game this is. I want to play it. I don't care about the fucking toxic fucking
community.
Yeah.
Which it's not any different than fucking Apex.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be worse. It was not any different than Apex.
It's not. It's just louder because it's an open lobby.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh, you get to hear someone occasionally, it's just everybody talking shit.
It's so much easier to turn everyone off, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
With Apex, I had to fucking... It's so much easier to turn everybody off. And, like... But what the cool thing is about this game is everything feels balanced. Like... The guns feel really balanced. There's so fucking many guns. I have never seen so many fucking guns in like one game before.
Yeah. Well, that's COD for you though.
That's all Call of Duties. Welcome to Call of Duty.
Those fucking guns are fantastic. My primary is a Fennec. Fennec is like the only reason why I picked it up was because Garrick was like, "This is what everyone's using to shred through you." Because, like, the first couple of games, I was like...
One of those, this is why you're bad tactics?
I was like, babe. No, he does this to me all the fucking time. I was like, babe.
You're trash, and here's why.
I was like, how are they just shredding through me like this? I was like, I want to do that, man. Yeah. I gave him the controller. I was like, dude, fix it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, it's this gun, and then do this sniper, because you can snipe. And I was like...
See, that's why I like never got into COD so much, because like you have to metagame the fuck out of the public lobbies. Because like if you're not metagaming in public lobbies, you just get fucked for like however long you decide to play. Again, fucking Battlefield gang, dude.
Well, also it's just more of like, I think a lot of the reason why I like it is because Apex was like, when you played the Battle Royale, yeah, it was fun, but like if you died right off the fucking bat and you couldn't,
especially for dropping,
and your teammate gets eliminated, or your entire team gets eliminated, you're out. You got to load into a whole other fucking lobby.
Yeah.
I got shot in the head once. I spawned, find the dude who killed me, and gun him down, and then I'm fine again. But it has a lot to do with how quick it goes. And then also just the fucking satisfaction of shitting on people.
For sure.
Oh my God. Like the minute Garrick told me everything that I needed to know about the game and I got comfortable with the guns, completely shitted on people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I have like, my highest kill count is 69 in a game, in a single.
Nice.
It's literally dead ass 69 in team deathmatch.
Nice.
Literally. And I walked into like one game after practicing a while with like one of the snipers that I had leveled up and was just shooting people off the bat. Like people were just walking down a hallway, just one after the other. And I was like, this is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
This is so much easier than Apex. Cause like Apex, you have to break somebody's shield down so much to even get like a confirmed kill at all.
Yeah.
But also I do enjoy the simplicity of it. Like they put so much into Apex when it comes to characters and everything. Like you only get so much to choose with COD.
Yeah.
And like my primary is Ghost or either like one of the default people. But like they put more into the game itself. The game is beautiful, by the way. Like all the locations are super awesome to watch, and I can't wait to see what they do the next season. But the simplicity of it is what's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like again, like when it comes to like battle royales, I was always super hesitant because I think the first BR I played was Fortnite. Like
that was the one where like
prototype
got
Fortnite.
big.
Yeah.
I still have never played that.
My
brother, my 20, how old is he now? I'm 26. He's 24. My 24-year-old brother is like some god at Fortnite.
Yeah.
Me and Garrick sat down and watched him one day, and he literally just like was plowing through people.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are you that fucking good at Fortnite? I was like, is it easy or something? Or is it like...
No, it's
not.
hard.
Dude,
was he playing build mode or no build mode?
Build mode.
Dude,
Jesus.
that makes it even crazier because you need a practice. Like when I first started playing Fortnite, it was with Tay.
When we started
in our
playing
old
Fortnite,
Moda.
it was me and Garrick started playing Fortnite.
Dude, Tay would literally like, he would practice building. And I just never had the patience because that's just too much.
Same.
Speaking of Tay, I posted one COD clip and he was like, how the fuck did you not tell me you had this game? I was like, I've been telling everyone about this for like 3 weeks.
Tay acts like he has the time to play video games anymore.
Well, I mean, and it's cross, isn't it?
It is cross-platform.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Dude, honestly, like, it's gotten to the point where, like, it's just, I have to get it because everyone's playing it and everyone's been bothering me to play it, even though I fucking hate COD games.
I want...
You two have fun.
I need it. I
I'm
need
never
it to
gonna do
be
it.
me, you, Garrick, and Tay, and Justin.
Just the most toxic fire team.
The 5... I don't care what anyone says. Out of our entire friend group, the 5 of us are probably the worst
For sure.
in toxicity.
For sure.
Because
in our city.
when
I had to, I'm sorry.
Because when any of us step into a fucking public lobby, we are awful fucking people.
Oh, yeah.
Awful fucking people.
Dude.
I literally have told so many dudes that I am going to screw their dads and give them a fucking better son that they'd love. I am awful.
See, the funny part is, like I was that bad. This is such a weird game to flex on, but like when I was like I say this all the time. When I was playing Battlefield 1, dude, I was like top 5 lobby every fucking round, like just murking people. Like, dude, like I would like be talking in voice chat and just fucking cut, and also that game had the bayonet charge too.
Oh,
so you could just fucking run and just bayonet someone. I'm like, hey, like the motherfucker, take it. I'm just fucking leave.
The first day that
or I wouldn't say shit, but like, hold this, and it's fucking from behind, just bayonet.
Can you hold this for me?
Yeah, just hold this.
The day, Christmas Day that we came home, I gave Garrick the PS4 and I switched to the PS5, so we both had COD.
Right.
And we both logged in.
I remember this.
Not even 3 seconds. It started not even... The fucking screen wasn't even loaded on yet.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, like, completely blank. I didn't have my headphones on, but we were... It was the first time we had played in a while, and we were trying to figure out if there was, like, feedback from each other's mics.
Yeah.
Because usually one will turn it off, or if we don't hear it, we'll keep both of them on so we can hear one another.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the kids start, and it was like a grown-ass man, but Garrick starts talking shit, and I was like, wait, I got my headphones on. I was like, what I miss? And he was like telling us how to like, in like the dumbest terms, like, this is how you turn your mic off.
Oh, I remember this story.
Yeah, I remember this story too.
Hannah and Gabe thought we were having a domestic dispute that day.
I thought y'all were breaking up that day. I was like, holy shit, are they okay?
No, this is what happens when two Tauruses date and then they're all both very angry and stubborn and then they walk into a fucking COD lobby.
Dude, that's why like whenever Garrick plays like multiplayer games, I'm like, these motherfuckers have no idea what they're about to get into right now.
That's why I stopped playing multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Garrick takes the fucking cake for blowing up on people after shitting on them in a game when they talk shit.
I say this forever because you weren't around when this happened, and neither were you.
Yeah.
Rocket League Garrick was a
He's told me about this.
Was
He's
a
told me about this.
fucking animal, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, there was no better gamer on the planet and no more angry human being than Rocket League Garrick. When he was like platinum ranked, like top 3 fucking.
He was like ranked Apex Nikki.
Dude,
like that's how bad he was.
Like he was doing aerials you would have never fucking seen before. Like, he was scoring on people like left and right, just like
he told me about
putting
this.
it fucking down.
Jesus.
Rocket League Garrick was a fucking enigma. He would just hey man, he would just like
Jesus,
dude. He would go in like you're doing doubles, just like carry his fucking rando and just demolish people like 8-0. He was a motherfucker, dude. Like Rocket League Garrick was. That's why he told me, like, he sat me down and was like, I'm not playing Rocket League anymore. And I'm like, why? He's like, I can't.
So angry.
He was like, I can't do it. And I was like, sure, man, no problem.
Well, I don't think we played another. I think we only played like 2 games after this. Mm-hmm. But this kid, he keeps talking and he was antagonizing both of us.
Yeah.
But more so Garrick. And he was like, you two sound stupid, like talking all this shit. Like, you can just easily turn your mics off like this, you fucking idiots, and blah, blah, blah. And I was literally trying to explain. I was like, what are you talking about? I just wanted to know what the fuck was going on. I didn't hear the first part of it. I was like, are you trying? And I was trying to be a bitch at that point. I was acting stupid as fuck. I was like, are you trying to tell me to turn my mic off? Like some dumbass. And so after he kept going. So me and Garrick got so pissed. And I'd already told Garrick that, because I run into a lot of like mean girls in the lobbies too, which kind of sucks, but like gay feminism, you know. And I told Garrick, I go, the first bitch in COD that starts talking shit to me, I'm going to tell whoever her boyfriend is on the other side of the fucking lobby to come get their dog to stop barking at me. And so I pulled that on this kid and I was like, can somebody come get their fucking dog? Because it keeps barking at me. Yeah. And so Garrick and I, being the fucking hardcore kids we are, we started barking just over and over again. Every time this kid talked,
fucking insane that would sound.
It did.
Every time we fucking start talking.
From our room, I literally went to Hannah. I was like, we gotta talk to them after this. Like, this is bad. I think like we shut everything off because we're chismosos. We were just like, are they okay? What's happening?
Every time this kid was like, you can just
you just fucking start. Every time someone starts talking, you just bark.
It was, dude, the crazy from our side.
Crazy.
It was Nikki going, someone get their fucking dog, and Garrick just goes. Hannah and I turned off Sex in the City and went.
That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. Holy shit.
Hey, this went on for 10 minutes, man.
Dude.
But that's
we
my
were
point.
concerned.
This kid kept going on.
Crazy.
Dude, this kid kept going on the entire fucking match. So literally, this kid, I wish I would have clipped it, but I was still getting used to the fucking PS5 clipping things. I'm still not used to all the fucking mechanics of that new console.
Yeah, the PS5's weird.
I also fucking hate that you can't change the fucking theme, but fuck
it.
Yeah.
How much did we pay for those fucking things and I can't change the theme?
To be fair, the graphics are fucking amazing.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
The graphics, the frame rate, the way it runs.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It is the GOAT.
It's a theme. I don't give a fuck.
You're 100% right about that. But yeah, this kid went on for like the entire fucking game. So at some point, I started to finally get used to the game and got better. And every time this kid walked out, oh my god, I just shot him. I shot him in the fucking head every single time. I was like, babe, he just keeps walking into it.
Yeah.
I was like, he just keeps walking into my fucking bullet.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you guys at this point.
At that point, you don't just say shit. Yeah. Fuck him.
So literally, this kid, like, I don't even know what happened after that, but me and Garrick were literally just like steaming after. And him and I were like, we need to get off. We need to get off. I was like, it was one game, but we need to get off now.
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious.
I don't get how you guys can just do multiplayer like that.
Yeah,
like
same.
I have such a low tolerance for being mad.
Oh, same.
And annoyed.
Same.
That any type of those games are I just can't do it. The only game I was able to do it with is Overwatch, but the rank system is
2.
fucked up. What happened?
Destiny 2, Crucible.
Destiny 2, like
Very,
a little bit.
Very little bit, yeah.
But for me, like Overwatch ranked is worse off than Apex ranked. And it just doesn't make sense and it never works properly.
It's also broken as fuck.
It's broken. So I'm just like, there's no fun in me playing it because I can only play public matches so long.
Yeah.
And it's been over 6 months. Where's the story mode we were promised? There's nothing. There's just nothing.
Well, also, like, me and Garrick, like we're the type of people that like to be challenged in that sense. So, like, if it's the kind of thing where it's super toxic and people are talking shit, the best part of my fucking day is ruining that person's day.
For sure.
And that's just how him and I take out whatever. Like, literally, we were yelling at this kid. I was like, I just get on here to take everything out from my day out on you.
Yeah.
Like, you're just my bitch right now. And you're just getting shit on.
But that's
constantly.
like, that's everybody on multiplayer.
Especially
like,
COD. Especially COD.
I don't have that mental or emotional capacity to handle that, which is why I play fucking Need for Speed games. Because I don't play against other people.
And I don't have the capability to sit down and want to get better in that game.
Yeah, same.
Because I'd rather play like a single player game. Like I play FromSoft games.
That's okay.
I play fucking.
But even that's crazier to me, because like,
to me, it's the same thing as she was saying. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
And I like.
Oh yeah.
I love the challenge of it as opposed to practicing and getting better like a multiplayer game that I know I'm gonna get shit on because I work 2 jobs. I don't have the time to play consistently and constantly, so I'm not gonna get as good as this kid who lives in their mom's basement. Because there's always that kid.
And plus too, like that's why I don't play multiplayer games. It's the same exact reason. It's because like you're like, oh yeah, you got to practice. I'm like, I'm not playing it then.
Exactly.
Like anytime you guys are like, oh, there's a new game coming out. It's like, oh, is there a learning curve? Yeah. Nah, it's not for me.
Speaking of new games, Hogwarts.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts on it so far?
So I've only, because of that one, I've only played an hour. But within that hour, highly impressed. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about me playing it either. I don't care about this whole controversy around it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful fucking game. J.K. Rowling has already been paid. The devs and every person that put so much work into that game did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Like, the way that it opens...
I'm going to buy it, full disclosure.
Yeah. Honestly, you really should give it a shot. Like, if you truly want to understand Harry Potter as you're going into it, since you haven't watched like the movies and stuff
at all, yeah,
that is like, especially since this takes place way before all of the events of the current books and everything.
It's like hundreds of years.
Like I'm talking like so far back.
Yeah, and
it's very accurate when it comes to the lore of things, which I find fucking amazing because I didn't think it would be so on point. And like the way that it opens, you're like, it's very calm, and then it's just a fucking, oh my God, you get thrown into it immediately. But the movement is so smooth. The game is beautiful. I don't know if this is like a standard with most games. It hasn't been in my experience lately, but I haven't played a lot of like single player stories in a while. There was an option for like how you want to go about like the performance of the game going forward. Mm-hmm. And basically it was like balance, like good graphics, this, or do you want it like full performance, or like all these different things, like, oh, I don't care about graphics, I want it more like this and blah blah blah. And I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Because like for me, I care about like performance and movement, so if like it's glitching out, I'm gonna fucking hate it.
Yeah.
So I think I chose like balance or like the best performance or something like that. I forgot which one I chose, but that game was amazing. I had no issues, like no buffering. It's just really pretty. It's also really interesting because you start off like with like kind of like a mentor type figure, like a professor, and then you just get super thrown into it. But like you start like learning spells like right off the bat. Like I saw a joke on TikTok before I even started playing that it's just Revelio, Revelio, Revelio. All you use is fucking Revelio at the beginning. Because, like, it shows you, like, all the, like, pages that you need to collect. Like, there's these pages that you have to collect of, like, information, like, you're studying. And I've only gone to 2 classes so far, but that was, like, Defense Against Dark Arts and Charms. And you get, like, spells going through, like... they teach you Lumos in the beginning, and then you get like Leviosa and a couple of other ones and stuff. But it's really interesting. I think I'm most impressed also by like the way that they go about like the dorms and everything. Mm. Like my biggest thing is how accurate those were gonna be, because like Slytherin is under the lake. Like, they've always been, like, under the big black lake, and they have an octopus that'll come around and, like, hit the windows and stuff, and that's in there, nice. Which I found fucking awesome. And, like, Hufflepuff, like, I saw Garrick playing, which was funny because, like, I played for an hour, and then he was sitting on Skyrim, and I turned around, and I was like, oh, you look like you're pouting. I was like, I'm tired. You can play now. I don't think I've ever seen him get up so quick. He started playing, and all I heard was, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah. Wow. I was watching behind, and I was, like, watching his sorting ceremony and everything. I was like, motherfucker.
So when you get sorted into your house, do you choose the house off the rip, or do you have to, like, go through the quiz and the whole deal?
So you have 2 options when you first even start the game. You can connect your Pottermore with the game.
Oh, that's wow. Cool.
That's fucking
sick.
Which is
super cool, because the only reason I was gonna do it, like, you can always cheat with the questions, and like when you're a full on Harry Potter fan, I don't care what anyone says, you can literally figure out your house by answering those questions that the hat gives you.
Yeah.
Because Gryffindor is always has something to do with courage. Slytherin is always ambition. Knowledge is always Ravenclaw, and
miscellaneous. Well, shout out.
Hufflepuff is not miscellaneous. It is
everything else.
No. It's like courage. It's something like humility or something like that. I forget, but like these are just like the one, like it's the one word that's always associated with that house. Because like Slytherin, their thing is like the like ambitious ones or something like that. Mm-hmm. So like immediately off the bat, when you get those 4 options of those 4 like words, you're like, courage is fucking Gryffindor.
Yeah.
So those are kind of obvious, but I hooked up my Pottermore because I've had that since I was like 14. Because I think me and my family took all the quizzes together. Mm. I was the only one who wasn't a Gryffindor.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, well, you told me off the rip, you're like, you're a Slytherin, huh? I'm like, I don't know what that means. You're like, take this test real quick. And it was Slytherin. You're like, yep, knew it. And you just walked away. And I was like, what?
There's no way that he's not a Slytherin. Because, like, as stupid as it sounds, like, the shitty rap that we get because of the movies and because, like, most of them are mainly evil.
The whole thing is about ambitious and being, like, being ambitious and having, like, crazy ambitions. Most of that tends to go towards the dark side because it's like you want what you want and you're gonna get it by any means necessary.
Yeah,
most likely evil.
Yeah.
Oh, their thing is their like slogan is those cunning folks that use any ambitious ways to meet their ends or something like that. But it's shitty. Well, like the whole thing about the 4 houses, just so that you understand, is that it was the 4 founders of Hogwarts, and that's Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, Salazar Slytherin, and
I don't know.
Are you fucking kidding me? Godric Gryffindor.
I'm a fan. Gryffindor. I'm not your level of fan.
How hard is that to know? It's the 4 founders. You know what?
I mean, to be fair, that's like not knowing.
Anyways,
like,
yeah, but also I have all of One Piece in my head.
It's like the 4 things from Chronicles of Narnia. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So these 4 wizards decide to build this school. And then this one out of the 4 of them, this asshole Salazar was like, I'm gonna put a fucking snake at the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
like there's going to be a snake at the bottom of the girls' bathroom, and it's going to kill anybody who is not purebloods. And for them, what purebloods is both parents are magical, basically. Like, both of your parents were magical. Like, pure magic. None of them cannot have magic. They always have to be a witch or a wizard.
Do you know the slur for people with one non-magical parent?
Mudblood.
Mudbloods?
Yeah.
Mudblood.
It's honestly going to sound crazy, underrated slur for Harry Potter.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Hey, man, mudblood is a crazy thing to fucking say to people.
Yeah.
Especially in the Harry Potter universe. Sorry, it's been bothering me that they haven't been in screen. I think it's fucking hilarious that phrase.
So this motherfucker was like, the three of them were all normal. Like, they were all like, we want equality. We want everyone to be like cool. Like, these are going to be like the students that we teach. It can be anybody. Yeah. This motherfucker was like, no fucking mudbloods.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a snake here to ensure that one day my heir is going to walk in here and release a fucking snake.
Yeah.
I want to find the snake. There better be a snake, because canonically, this may be way before Voldemort and everything like that. Salazar put that snake in there way before, so there's a snake in there right now.
That would be cool if you could access that in the game.
I gotta find fucking that bathroom. It's the like prefix bathroom in like a certain floor. I think it's near Gryffindor's thing, but like. Those books were so detailed about location and everything like that when you go through the game, you're like, holy shit, this is exactly what I would have imagined it as a kid. As a kid,
yeah.
Like, when you watch Slytherin's door opening after you like go to it, it literally like there's nothing there on the wall.
You good?
And there's like a snake at the bottom of the floor on like the mounted in the wall, and it slides up into a door.
That's fucking
cool.
To reveal itself.
That's badass.
So now I just need to find the chamber, get all 3 unforgivable curses, kill everyone.
I only know Vada Kedavra. I don't know the other 2.
Well, so my lovely boyfriend informed me the other day that it takes about 24 hours of gameplay to get a Vada Kedavra.
He told us today.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. My mother called me earlier, funny story, and was like, are you busy? And I was like, no, is everything okay? She goes, your brother wants to talk to you. He picks up the phone and he goes, have you played your game yet? And I was like, no, like I've only played an hour. He's like, how many curses do you have? And I was like, I don't know, fucking Leviosa and Revelio. And he's like, I have Crucio.
One of the 3 major curses, like unforgivable curses.
But like, let's just put it this way: out of the 3, doesn't impress
So like,
me.
what do they do?
Okay, so
I know Vada Kedavra is power word kill for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just literally like a Glock to the head.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
That's just
like
power word kill.
Instant Glock to the head.
Yeah.
No coming back from that one.
What are the other 2?
So Crucio is basically the torture curse. It is the most fucking painful thing that it's like being burned from the inside out.
Jesus.
Being hit with that spell for long enough will turn your hair white and make you lose your mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When there's a scene in the I think it's in the Deathly Hallows, the very last book, but also I don't know if it's part 1 or part 2 of the movie. Poor Hermione gets they get caught at Malfoy's manor and everyone's there except Voldemort, including Bellatrix.
That's the first one, I think.
Yeah, it's the first one because the second one is more towards the battle at Hogwarts. She gets the displeasure of getting stuck with Bellatrix because Bellatrix thinks that she robbed her vault when it was all of them trying to get the Gryffindor sword for a whole other reason.
Yeah.
Poor Hermione gets mudblood carved into her fucking arm with the Crucio.
That's crazy.
Just fucking carved into her arm. She still has it. Like till this day has a scar from that, from what I know. That's from like canonic info. But like, just when you're described all the curses, like the way that they talk about it in the book, especially if you read the book when you were younger and you read them as it like went along, like those are the worst. Like that's like the worst thing in their their world.
Plus, too, like I've heard that like, as far as I can tell, like the books are fucking brutal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here, my take on J.K. Rowling as a writer. I'm not even gonna get into the politics of all of this. Like, I'm not. As a writer, I've never found the things that she's done as like a plot twist. Like her story itself built fantastic. Everything about it is fantastic. Like perfect, plot, awesome, like books.
The names are iffy.
The names are always iffy. But the thing is that like I've always liked George Martin's take from Game of Thrones about like there has to be a cost to everything and there are consequences to your actions and nobody is safe. And not in the sense of like, oh my God, everyone has to die. But like when you read books like Game of Thrones or like a lot of fantasy books, there's usually a reason or a consequence, even for the hero that gets them where they're at.
Yeah.
Like if you like, no matter how good you are, if you fuck up like Ned Stark did, your head comes off because you made the wrong step or you did something that got you there.
Yeah.
And so that made, when you go back and watch a lot of deaths that happen in Game of Thrones in the books or even the TV show, you can pretty much line up what went wrong to get that person there.
Yeah.
Like, as I said, Ned Stark opened his fucking mouth to the wrong fucking person and tried to be too good and got his head chopped off. And that was, to be honest, on him. But when you read a lot of the deaths towards the end, it was so fucking anticlimactic. And also, it was more of just like picking off people to pick off people to pick off people because, like, how much more can you take out when you've already killed the boy who lived's parents? All the marauders are dead. Like, all these people are gone, and you just continue to do that in this, like, next whole series and stuff, which sucks because, like, none of them were climactic to me.
Dude, all the deaths at the end of the Deathly Hallows like fight at the very end of the book series, they happen to happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of them happen off screen, like off of the book. Like you don't hear about it until afterwards, and it sucks because it's people who you love and who you've been around for out of the 7 books, like maybe 5 books.
Oh wow.
Like people you've known for a while, even if you've only heard about them in passing. And it's just like at the very end, it's just like, oh yeah, they died, by the way. People are sad at that. And they die, by the way. It's like it sucks. That's the worst thing about the Harry Potter book series for me.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. To put it without any spoilers for you, when you look back, like when you're watching it, like the poor dude who this is all about, Harry, they already made him an orphan. Like, let's not continue to make him an orphan.
Yeah.
Because every figure that became the next parental figure, gone.
Yeah.
And that's what sucked, was watching that. And then when you go towards the end, a similar situation happens where 2 parents of a very young child end up making like a repeat of what happened to Harry. Like both this kid's parents died and Harry becomes his, legal guardian. Like, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That becomes his like ward and everything. And you're just like, why is that necessary? Like, yeah, I could have understood like maybe one of the deaths from like an older Weasley family member, like mom or dad, but don't take a twin, an unnecessary twin. I thought you saw that. Didn't you watch Deathly Hallows with us?
No, I haven't seen any.
Serge has seen literally nothing.
I could have sworn he was with us the night we watched Deathly Hallows.
I've only seen the first movie.
He watched the first movie with us.
Maybe
I watched the first movie
it with the first movie. My bad.
Yeah,
You don't even know who I'm talking
I
about.
watched the first movie with you guys, and then the rest I haven't seen at all.
So
I
we
know
got to
nothing about Harry
watch
Potter.
the rest of the movies.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to get to my favorite one.
That's
the one
fine.
with the snake next. Well, actually, no, my favorite's Half-Blood Prince, but also the snake.
My favorite's Goblet of Fire because there's so much fighting in that one.
Okay, but Goblet of Fire is funny. Like,
It's funny,
that has
and
to
it's-
be one of my favorite ones.
Goblet of Fire, you'll see, is just all chaos
Fuck yeah.
because it doesn't like it's just all bad. The movie doesn't get better. It just gets more steeped in chaos. Like the Half-Blood Prince is where they resolve all the shit that happens in Goblet of Fire.
Gotcha.
So it's just downhill, and then Half-Blood Prince is like,
Half-Blood
here we go.
Prince
here's everything that we learned about, down again. It's just, it's a lot.
Prince is just, he trusted you.
Yeah.
He trusted you.
It's also Harry Potter getting accosted by an old man, which is the best part.
Fuck yeah.
In the book series, there's just a part where Dumbledore comes up in the book series. He's like, Harry, why'd you do this? Like, Harry, are you sure you did? Like, pulls him aside, like, are you sure you did this? Like, are you okay? In the movie, he's like, Harry, what the fuck did you do? In front of everyone, just beats the shit out of this kid. It's like, why? We gotta watch him. It's
that
fucking
poor
fantastic.
kid, though. I just like how in like Half-Blood Prince, when Dumbledore's like, Harry, we have to go do something. I'm assuming at this point, you know, like I don't need you to question me on this. And he's like, honestly, dude, like at this point, I just go with it.
Yeah.
This poor kid is just so fucking traumatized.
Yeah.
He's like, probably gonna die at some point. Like, like I've been trying. I haven't had one normal school year since the first time I got here. You know how I got here, dude?
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious.
We should set that up for like later on a date where we just watch like some of the movies and then we can
I'm
talk
down.
about them.
Oh yeah,
That'd be sick.
100%.
We still got to do that with other stuff. Like I watched last time we were on Nerding Out, we said we were going to watch and review Evangelion. I watched all of Evangelion. We never reviewed it. So I'm down to do that in the future.
And Star Wars.
And Star Wars. I still watch the first Star Wars movie for not NAUHD. Not, dude. I haven't watched it at all. I watched it for no reason because we haven't talked about it, but I'm down.
At all. Yeah.
I always have to ask. You mean like episode 1 or like
Episode 1.
Okay?
Yeah, Phantom Menace. Not
Because we were going to go.
I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten into like miscommunication with like older Star Wars fans who were like the OGs. Whenever I
episode
say
4
like
is the first episode.
I was like the first Star Wars movie, and my dad I think my dad fucking corrected me one day, and he was like, "Are you talking about 4 or are you talking about 1?" And I'm like, I don't know, man. Anakin's a tiny child.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is there, and my dad just looked at me.
Jar Jar is there.
My dad
and
just looked
Anakin's
at
a
me so
child.
fucking disappointed.
Yeah.
I still remember when that came out too, the very first episode. I was
Same.
Princess Amidala for 2 years after that.
I just remember I remember Clone Wars because I saw Clone Wars in theaters. Because even if I didn't know Star Wars at all,
Yeah.
like my family wasn't Star Wars
Must
people.
have
We've
been
talked about this.
Did I?
It was weird.
Dude, I'm rocking Stormtrooper socks right now.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What up?
I've had the same on my counter in my bathroom. I've had since even before I lived here. I've had the same Stormtrooper candy bowl head that was meant for candy, but I've used it for makeup for years. It carries all of my lipsticks.
Nice.
Have to have Star Wars everywhere.
Yeah, no, Star Wars is like, that's one thing I can never get tired of in terms of like nerdy shit. Fucking love Star Wars.
Me and Garrett get into like debates, like full on, like even with Harry Potter, we will forever get into the debate about who the true chosen one was, because he forever gets pissed that it wasn't referenced that Neville technically was a possible. It could have been Harry or it could have been Neville, just because like
Reasons that you'll see in the movies
Yeah.
later that we're
Sick.
not going to talk
Yeah.
about. Spoilers, man.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Everything is spoilers at this point for Harry Potter because he knows
Yeah.
literally nothing.
Well,
I don't
no,
know
we
shit.
watched the first movie. That's why I'm
Oh,
saying
he knows
it.
Neville, yeah.
No, but that's why I'm saying it. They mentioned the prophecy in the first one. That's what I was referencing.
True, but Serge, do you remember the first movie?
Very briefly.
What's up? We're talking
He
Harry Potter.
said Harry Potter a couple times.
Hogwarts Legacy is the best fucking game ever made.
Are you fucking playing it right now?
You're goddamn right, I'm playing it.
How much longer do I have of this? I need to go upstairs.
We're at 43 minutes.
No, I'm joking. What else are we talking about? I swear to God, when I go upstairs.
What were we talking about? We were just talking about shit. Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
I wish that I had people to talk to about fandoms and shit like that you guys have for Star Wars, for all that stuff. I know One Piece. No one I know watches One Piece.
Yeah, man.
Never
No
will.
one.
That's why we'll get into Star Wars, is because listen, there's so much Star Wars content we know for a fact that it will never end. So we don't try to know all of it, because there's like a canonical. Here's the beginning and ending of One Piece. You have to consume everything.
And
Yeah.
also, you have to remember, like, Star Wars, because it's so old, I'm talking like fucking 70s old, like, there are so many, like, George Lucas wrote so many fucking books, or at least I think it was him that
Well,
did.
he commissioned the
He,
books.
he commissioned the books, and that, like, the original, like, have you seen the recent ones?
Here's the thing. I've seen just about everything from Star Wars. I just don't have it memorized and dialed in like you guys. I don't have it
So you know,
set
like
to memory.
Rey and Kylo Ren. Correct?
I know. I've seen every single movie. I've played all the Lego Star Wars games. I know the story and everything. I just don't know deep details like you guys do.
The original, what was supposed to happen, which will forever piss me off because it was it would have been such a dark fucking like twist for all of it, because it's like you saw how everything went to shit already with like the entire Jedi Empire falling.
Yeah.
Which in itself, they explained in the newer ones, like that was necessary because
Also, hear me out.
They're,
Deserved it. Sorry.
100%. You don't just fucking build a Jedi temple over a fucking Sith temple and think that that's just gonna, you know what?
Yeah, terrible.
It's not just gonna fix everything. That entire Jedi temple that you see in the Clone Wars and stuff, there's a Sith chamber under that thing.
Yeah, the one in
that's-
Coruscant.
So
That's just a bad
so
idea.
that explains why they were never able to pick up on Palpatine or sense
Anakin.
any of that. And they were so blinded by all of that, but
Only person
what
that did was Mace Windu, and he got fucking thrown out a window.
exactly. And what was
Mace
supposed
Windu.
and that's what his plan was, because like Palpatine thought so much ahead. And when you read the books, it was very different, because the books were supposed to go, everything happens with the first 3 episodes, blah, blah, blah. When you start 4, 5, and 6, you go through the same thing. But when after that, where Kylo Ren and everything were supposed to take up, it was supposed to be Leia and Luke had 3 children, 2 twins, which technically would have been Rey and Kylo, and then another child, which was a boy. Out of the 2 twins, one went dark, one went good. The dark one, I'm assuming, is what they modeled Kylo Ren after, and then the girl was the light one. The girl, after having watched her brother murder her other brother, also Luke's fucking wife, she has to take down her brother. So it's just more of like, to me, that would have been so fucking interesting to see, because that's a part of what Star Wars is. It's a sad fucking space opera. That's all it is.
But also, you got to realize that the movies do a pretty like they do a decent job of like making everyone feel good at the end. But like if you really break it down, even though there's a constant battle between good and evil in the universe, the light side never comes out on top ever.
Never. And I think that's the fucking point.
That's the point, yeah.
Like they tried, and I liked that this is the one thing I liked about the newer movies that they threw in, besides that fucking battle in the temple. Oh god, that was so good. Is the fact that Luke had mentioned that the entire fucking Jedi Order, didn't realize what they had done. They were so fucking ignorant. And like when he asked for, wisdom from Yoda, it was just more of like, who cares? Like we were wrong. We were fucking wrong. And we just need to go forward from it. But I will never agree with the ending of those movies. I'll never agree that fucking Rey came out.
That she is a Palpatine pissed me off so fucking much. Dude, we're literally the word. Like, I was in theaters and I just went, what? Like out loud in the theater.
I was hoping that whole him coming to save her was a fucking act, and that he was going to turn on her.
Yeah.
And fucking fake her out.
Yeah.
And take her down. Yeah. Because I was kind of hoping that she was gonna go dark and he was gonna have to kill her.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, the only thing that I like about her is that fucking dual lightsaber that she fucking just chucks down and it turns into like Darth Maul fucking saber. It was dual sided. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah, but like plus two, like, because the whole thing about episode 9 was just them trying to save the fucking dumpster fire that was 8.
Yeah,
and because like a hot take, I fucking loved 7.
Oh,
I
7 was fantastic.
Was great. Like
as someone who doesn't,
as a Star Wars fan,
that was the first one.
That was Force Awakens.
That was Force Awakens. Dude, Force Awakens was fucking rad. Like that was the best way they could have brought back another trilogy. It was awesome.
I saw it in theaters like a day after, like one of those special premieres that I got through my mom's work. It was fucking amazing. I took my friend who's like the biggest, like bigger Star Wars fans than you guys. We went to go see it with everybody. It was fantastic. She was crying when fucking Han died, and like I was all serious.
Yeah.
Fantastic fucking movie. As someone who's not a Star Wars fan,
I love
Yeah.
how they
it was
paid,
so good.
I love how
for
they
sure.
paid Harrison Ford so much money to come back for one movie and then die.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And
hey,
then-
it's a good
And
closure.
then they brought him back as a Force ghost, like 2 movies fucking later.
Yeah, but again, like episode 9, like they were just them trying to save like a dumpster fire. Like again, her making her a Palpatine was for sure unnecessary. Didn't need to happen. What they wanted to do, which I understand why, was the fact that Kylo was so obsessed with his grandfather Anakin that he followed the exact same path that he did. Where like, up right to the final moments, he got his fucking ass whooped, turned good, then he died. Literally the exact same way.
Yeah.
Very, very emotional, very angry, very
I agree with that,
trying.
now that you put it that way.
Yeah, like trying to be something he's not. Trying to overcompensate with the fact that he's insecure about his abilities, etc. He becomes a Sith Lord. When he ends up at the very end, Rey kicks the shit out of him the same way that Luke kicked the shit out of his father Anakin. His father Anakin. And then in the last moments when Palpatine was about to kill the protagonist, he comes in, saves the day, then dies. Does one last good thing to show that he's a good guy, and then dies.
All I know is Padme's beating the shit out of Anakin in like
For
space,
sure.
in space heaven, because the minute he got up there, she's just fucking
Wailing on him.
Fucking,
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's like, making her a Palpatine was for sure unnecessary, but I understand the rest of it. But just the whole fucking like riding horses on a spaceship and the
But the
are we doing
Obi-Wan
here?
show, on the other hand,
oh yeah, it's awesome.
that is the only redeeming factor of all of this like last phase of Star
Mandalorian.
Wars, because like
Mandalorian.
I'm talking about like the story, like the main story.
The
as
main
it
story,
is.
yeah.
Like, because after that, I was so burnt. After those last 3 movies, I was so burnt out that I
Of
wanted
course,
something
yeah.
new, and I thought that I would be too burnt out for Obi-Wan, but that made me fucking cry like a little bitch. Like literally after I saw them fighting and everything like that, just like the fucking modulator switching back and forth.
Oh,
between
yeah.
Vader and Anakin. You're just like, huh.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Like, and plus too, like, okay, this is another thing that I've always wanted to like bring up, and the fact that I've never been able to is the fact that I've always said this for a long time. Like, Obi-Wan is way less of a good guy Jedi than everyone thinks he is. Because if you think about it, like, Obi-Wan is very much he's emotional. He in the past has used forbidden saber techniques. He lets his emotions get to him. He's human. And that's why that's why he's always like been my favorite Jedi. And him and Mace Windu. Because Mace Windu is a dark Jedi. He's not a Jedi like a regular, Jedi Master. He's a dark Jedi. That's why his saber's purple, It's because he understands that there's power in the dark side that can allow you to fight for the good, which is why he's able to use Force lightning and like shit like that, But Obi-Wan's the same way. Like Obi-Wan realizes that if you play squeaky clean, you're gonna get killed, and that's the whole point of why the Jedi Order fell.
Which is why the Duel of Fates is always my favorite concept of Star Wars, because it's that thing that like so much relied on one thing happening.
Yeah.
And it was between either Obi-Wan dying that day in the battle with Maul or Qui-Gon. And had it been Obi-Wan, like they said it, everyone knew, like it, I believe it's been stated by George Lucas, or it's been canon forever, that we know that if it had been Qui-Gon that didn't die, Anakin would have never gone dark, because Qui-Gon would have never let Palpatine get his claws into him. Plus, he would have been the one that trained him. He would have been able to console him. He already knew how to guide him. He was already dealing
Because he did that for Obi-Wan.
Exactly. And then everyone forgets how Obi-Wan was anyways. He was very defiant as well as a Padawan, which he always forgets too when he trained Anakin. But it was that simple fact that Qui-Gon had lost that day, and that determined Anakin's entire path in life, which fucking sucks.
But and the same thing happened with Anakin post Clone Wars with Ahsoka. Because Ahsoka was his apprentice, and like that whole scene, I think it was in Rebels where Ahsoka and Vader fight. So that fucking whole ordeal was like, fuck.
It's heartbreaking when you go back and watch Clone Wars. There's a training scene, and he's being pretty hard on her, but it's for a reason. And when you go back and watch the scene, especially because it's a more recent scene, when the order gets sent out, and you see when it happens to Ahsoka and her team and what happens when it happens. The exact movements, the exact fucking choreography and everything she does that Anakin taught her that day when they're in like a training sequence, and they're just she's just getting shot at.
Yeah.
And they're literally like circled around her, and she's just taking them down like one by one.
Yeah.
Because he fucking trained her how to do that.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that is so fucking heartbreaking. But like, that's I like that you brought up Ahsoka, because that was one of my favorite parts also about Obi-Wan, that the fact that he battles Obi-Wan cracks one side of his mask, and then when she battles him, when he kills her, she cracks the other side.
Yeah.
So those were like some of the last few pieces of his humanity were Obi-Wan and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because to him, like at that point, I believe before he knew Luke and Leia were alive, he didn't have anything left in his mind. There were no remnants of what he was.
Yeah. But yeah, and people don't realize, like, a lot of, like, I guess kind of like the layman Star Wars fans don't realize that's why Obi-Wan is on Tatooine in the first place. Or not Tatooine, the moon that Luke grew up on.
Yeah.
That's why he's there in the first place, was to take care of Luke. Was because, like, that entire time he's watching out for Luke when he was growing up, because he realized that after he found out Luke and they were alive, he was part of the, he was part of the decision to separate them,
Which also, I don't know if it was a dumb idea or a fucking genius idea, but I'm going towards more the genius option, and I'll tell you why. I think it's fucking fantastic that they put Luke on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Because Anakin fucking hates sand.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Anakin step 1 foot back into Tatooine?
Fuck no.
After that, like at all.
Yeah.
They didn't. So I felt like that was just a fuck you to Vader after everything that happened. I'm going to leave your kid here. Come find him. You're not going to come here.
Yeah. And plus too, like, when it, like, kind of circling back to Vader and Ahsoka, another thing that I loved about Ahsoka's character arc is that she ended up becoming a Grey Jedi, and I feel like because like she did that because of Anakin, just because of the fact that she realized that there's like, there's no true good or true evil in.
Yeah, there's no choosing sides any.
Correct.
Like that was the whole problem, and they tried to explain that, but like,
yeah,
there's just a whole plethora of things when it comes to Star Wars that is just I'm happy that the main story's over, just because
me too.
They're not going to continue to keep it going. All I know is I'm happy that they're doing more like the anime little Star Wars shorts they did. Like those were really good.
Yeah.
But I need like more Disney shows. Like those were really good.
Do you know what I really, really want? Is I want there to be a series that covers the Jedi exile after Order 66. Because I think there's only like 20 or 25 Jedi that survived. Because I know it was like Shakti, Kit Fisto, Mace Windu, Ayla Secura, Ram Koda, and like 10 or 15 other ones that survived. Like there wasn't a lot of them that survived.
Yeah. But
the ones that did are like bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even they got the best of the best, but I still think that it's the Jedi were never going to recover from that. And I think that was the point that they were trying to get across, especially with ending it, was the fact that it was neither here nor there. It was always, there had to be a balance of both. And I think it's good to reference the rule of 2, because there was a reason why that was put in place with the Sith. Because you can say what you want about the Sith, they had a code. There was a code to it. There was a
Yeah.
There can only be a master and an apprentice. And most of the time, the apprentice would go behind the back of the master, find an apprentice, train them 1 or 2, and then kill their master.
Yeah.
And that's usually how
That's what happened with Dooku.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's how the revolving door of the rule of 2 with the Sith worked. So there had to be a balance of Jedi, and there was all of the Jedi Force energy along with the Sith. So it was never
Yeah.
the entire genocide of the Jedi was bound to happen.
For sure. That's why the Jedi Order fell, is because they played themselves into the Sith hand from the beginning. Because if you look at it, the Jedi Order was very much just based on the principle of no matter what, we have to keep the Sith from it was more about keeping balance to the Force, but in a way to where it wasn't so much to keep the Sith out. It was more of just the fact to keep the universe in balance, and the Sith were just a product of that. If you really look at it, when it all fell apart for the Jedi was Order 66. And before that, it's because Rule of 2 was broken. Because there was Anakin, and there was Palpatine, and there was Count Dooku. And if you believe the canon of Asajj Ventress and the other Sith that were in the air, there was more than 2 Sith active.
And now that we have the bigger picture,
and Darth Maul, because he didn't die after episode 1.
And when you have the bigger picture of everything that happens, especially at the end of it all, the entire story as a whole, when you look back knowing who Palpatine was now, not knowing he was a Sith Lord before, you watch him perform the fucking just handoff when he eggs on Anakin to kill Dooku.
Yeah.
Because it was, here, I'm going to commit the rule of 2. I'm going to kill off my apprentice, take a new one, and I'm still the master. But remember, he was the one that killed his own master.
Yeah, and I was going to say, too, because I think he realized that Dooku was going to kill him eventually because he was already getting power in the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars was what made Dooku. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then we're not even going to bring up Grievous. Jesus
No,
Christ,
yeah,
that monstrosity of a
Grievous
fucking...
doesn't fucking count. Grievous is a cyborg. He has no force ability. He's just a fucking skeleton spider with 6 arms.
That is the only thing I will give the old fanboys. They can make fun of my... a lot of people, especially my generation, gets shit for liking the first 3, but then they forget those were just the Star Wars movies that came out when we were kids.
Also, Episode 3 is legitimately top 3.
It's the best
films.
one. I don't care what anyone fucking says. But I can understand giving shit about Jar Jar Binks, but nobody talked about Grievous. No one's gonna talk about how stupid that fucking was.
And the fact that Grievous only got probably because of the games, not because of the movie itself.
Oh, he was a badass in the video games. That was the only reason I liked him.
Grievous in the games was fucking a problem.
Dude, Grievous in Lego Star Wars was so much fun.
Oh, he's great.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Grievous, when you play what's the fucking Star Wars game that I got obsessed with when I got my PS4?
Battlefront.
Yeah.
I made them all play it the first fucking week of COVID. Sorry. When I used to see that motherfucker roll up at the end of the hallway.
Oh, it's the worst.
when you're playing,
dude, it's the worst. Yeah.
Who the fuck made enough points to get Grievous?
Yeah.
And chose Grievous.
Yeah. And again, too, when it comes to the Sith, that's why I ride so hard for Knights of the Republic, is because Knights of the Republic does a really good job of portraying how the Republic was before the Rule of 2 was implemented. Where you had Darth Treya, you had Darth Nihilus, you had Darth Bane, you had all those motherfuckers.
They were some of the coolest fucking...
Okay.
Oh my God.
Fuck what anybody thinks. Darth Nihilus is the coolest Sith Lord in Star
yeah.
Wars.
Fuck
Darth Nihilus is dude. Okay, so do you know what Darth Nihilus was known as? The Lord of Hunger. The reason he did that was because he had an ability to consume someone's force energy from their body.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Probably one of the only
he could
ones to do that.
He could consume planets. He could kill planets by consuming their force energy and causing the planet to die. And he ended, but the thing is because of his ability, the more he ate, the hungrier he became, and that never stopped. To where he consumed his own body, so that underneath his robes is pure force energy.
What the fuck?
So he's basically the only thing that's keeping him present, a shape, is the fact that he is made of pure force energy.
Also,
Yeah.
shout out to Star Wars for having some of the sickest fucking names.
Dude, Darth Nihilus?
Like,
Come on.
Darth Nihilus, like, there's just a plethora
Yeah.
of fucking names that you're
Darth
just sitting there
Plagueis,
like...
Darth Nihilus, Darth Bane.
Oh, I can't tell you how many dogs come into, like, the daycare that I work at that have, like, Star Wars-themed names.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 Ahsokas. 2 Ahsokas.
That's funny.
I'm just waiting. What's kind of sad is I wish somebody would use the nickname that Anakin gave Ahsoka.
Snips?
Snips, yeah.
Yeah, Snips.
Snips. And I was just like, come on, somebody name her Snips. Clearly you didn't watch fucking Clone Wars.
I think after all this talk, I gotta watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's more daunting than One Piece to me.
I mean,
It's just
I
it's
will
a
say
longer
this.
story.
Also-
I know this is a crazy thing to say, but realistically, there is significantly more to Star Wars than there is One Piece.
I know that's the thing. I'm used to long stories,
significantly more.
but I've never been into sci-fi growing up. Like sci-fi was always a second. I love fantasy more. So Star Wars in itself is very daunting.
Yeah.
Again,
It's just a lot.
Just sad space opera.
Yeah.
Just sad space opera. Like, and what I'll always love is they come out with Starkiller and Starkiller. So Starkiller was actually,
Dude.
fun fact, was supposed to be the last name of Luke. It was supposed to be Luke Starkiller.
Yeah.
But then they ended up using it and repurposing it for Starkiller from the
Yeah,
game.
but-
From the Force Unleashed.
Force
Force
Unleashed, yeah.
Unleashed. Those games are sick. I remember
Dude,
those.
I used to watch my dad play those. Those were so
I am
sick.
so fucking mad that Starkiller's not canon, because if he was, 2 things. A, it would prove that you can clone a Jedi. 2, it also can prove, like, if the game was canon, Starkiller is like one of the most powerful Force users to ever set foot in the Star Wars universe. He's a fucking animal in the games.
Also, 2 things. I love how Anakin just, because of his whole experience with the Clone Wars and everything, is just keeping clones on it.
Oh, yeah.
Second thing.
Yeah, of course.
I was unaware. Garrick had to show it to me. I was unaware that TikTok sound, you promised to stay away.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fucking bit.
No.
I thought that was a fucking bit.
No, that's from Force Unleashed.
You have got to be fucking like, I literally
Yeah.
sat there for 10 minutes and then he showed me the video of it. I was like,
of Starkiller?
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking, I lied. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's the
Dude.
funniest shit I've ever heard. How would you not have played that and laughed your ass off?
Well, I mean, in the context, it's a pretty fucking intense scene. And plus, too, like,
Oh, it's a lot.
yeah, but also, too, like, the fact that Starkiller pulled a Star Destroyer from orbit into a planet is fucking insane. Like, so, like, you know the Star Destroyers are those big-ass giant flagships? It was taking off from the planet's surface and was about to enter orbit, and Starkiller just goes, nope, and uses the Force to pull it into the planet and destroys,
Is this
like,
Force Unleashed 2?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know how it took them in, like, what was it? I think it's either Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi to, like, drop all those bombs on their shit and take their
Last
shit
Jedi.
down.
Yeah.
It took Starkiller like 5 seconds to pull that
He
thing into
pulled
a fucking
a
planet.
Star Destroyer out of the sky. No one's ever fucking done that before. You know?
Man's
It's
too,
like,
he's
what
too
the
overpowered.
fuck?
I think
Dude.
that's probably why he's not canon.
But also, too, like, his story, the fact that he was in love with Juno Eclipse and the Jedi contradicts the Jedi values. The fact that Ram Koda was kind of very openly not very fond of the modern Jedi Order, just because of the fact that they fucked him after he was exiled, you know?
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. And to the fact that, you know, you'd have to make people like, well, you'd have to give Shock T a Sith apprentice, Mars Brood. So Mars Brood would have to be canon as well, because Mars Brood was the Sith apprentice that was on not Geonosis. It was the plant planet in Force Unleashed 1. But yeah, like Shock T, and you'd have to explain away all these deaths of like major Jedi, like Kazan Paratus, Shock T, and I think one more, a death by Starkiller's hands. And the fact that at the end of the first game, if he decided to go Jedi, he would try to attack Vader. Vader would cut him down, and then the second game he found that he was actually a clone of the original Starkiller, but you can't clone a Jedi. if the games were canon, you would prove that you could clone a Jedi, and that you could clone midichlorians and actually give somebody Force abilities after cloning a Jedi. You know, like you can basically just make an army of Jedi clones.
Yeah.
You know,
and then the universe is destroyed.
And the universe is destroyed. Correct. So there's a lot of implications of why Force Unleashed is not canon. But god damn it, that's so fucking sick. That
do you think that's what they were trying to like allude to in the new trilogy with that clone who could like remember like wasn't there something like they were gonna make him a Jedi?
Palpatine?
Nah, the dude Jumbo Yega, the clone trooper who ended up like.
Oh yeah.
No, wasn't there like a whole thing about him like going to be like a Jedi or some shit?
I don't know. I don't like. Again, it was a fucking 9 was a dumpster fire.
So they were pushing so hard, I think, just so that they can kind of give. I don't know if they were trying to like reassure the fans or give them what they want, but they were trying to give Finn sensitivity to the Force, and it didn't play out. You never got any fucking. The way that they put it in the Force in the new trilogy is that basically everyone fucking feels it. And that was never the deal. Like, Padme never felt it. Her children felt it because they were so strong. Like, the Skywalker family has the highest, like, midichlorian count. Like, Anakin has one of the highest. And that was never what it was meant to be. Yeah, the Force was all year round, but it was the Force users that could be able to use it. In the new trilogy, it was kind of just like, it's kind of like that thing where, I don't know if we talked about it like once on the show or if we've talked about it just in general, but I'll forever hate the anyone can hold, this person's worthy of Captain America's shield bullshit. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. There's only a handful of people that's worthy to do that. If you make everybody worthy of it, it's no longer what it is. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what Brie Larson says. Captain Marvel's not picking up that fucking hammer.
Yeah.
You know, so don't try to put, you know, I guess, worth into something that's not like, there's no reason for it because they never did anything with the storyline after that. So you're just like, what the fuck was the point of that? Like all of it. So there wasn't really like a clone issue. It was just more of like trying to give him more character depth when he didn't really need it. He was a defective clone trooper that turned good, and that was good enough, personally, for me. Like, he did everything right. He was trying to do everything right, even though he was stuck where he was. So I think he was a great character on his own. So.
Yeah, and also, too, I will roll back a little bit. The fact that there is, like, a timeline of every Sith Lord that's ever, like... And like it goes all the way back to like Naga Sadow and before, like, and what was his name? Darth. The first Darth Andredu was the first man to take the Darth title. Before that, they were just their names, and then there was like a weird like dark period after like Darth Nihilus and Darth Malgus, where they started calling themselves lords. So instead of Darth, it was like it was the lords because they were the ones that the creators of the universe.
I do like the Knights of Ren.
Yeah,
that was sick.
Knights of Ren is fucking sick.
And that was a good consolation in the new trilogy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like there's a lot, but I would say if you're gonna get into Star Wars lore, start with Knights of the Old Republic 1. Because that's like a really good like Knights of the Republic takes place
Knights
a few.
Of the Republic. I think
it's
you'd like
fucking
the original.
so sick,
yeah.
Dude. Knights of the Old Republic was like the wild. Like imagine like if it's like the Wild West version of Star Wars.
That and
before
also
there was rules, before there was all the bullshit, just Sith and Jedi.
And also, it's kind of like how you experience watching House of the Dragon now when you go back and see what it was before.
That's
like,
Knights of the Republic for sure.
Like seeing everything what it was in its full swing. Like when Clone Wars happened, yeah, they were at the height of what they were, but like this is before all the rules were in place.
Yeah.
This is when everything was exactly what it should have been. It's a whole set of masters and apprentices on the side of the light, same on the dark, and there's only so many of them. It's not a whole plethora of Jedi and a small amount of Sith.
Yeah.
So this is like the perfect time for everything that happens
this was
in the
like
Old Republic.
It's a war for the universe type deal. And even before, like millennia before that, before the Sith Awakening, before all that shit, my favorite arc in Star Wars lasted like I think it was like a couple hundred years, was this saga called the Mandalorian Wars. The Mandalorian Wars were why, like, the Mandalore, the planet, and why Mandalorians are so regarded as, like, holy fuck, they're Mandalorian, was because the Mandalorians single-handedly almost wiped out the Jedi in their infancy. Because they were just, like, that badass. Like, the Mandalorians, in the infancy of the Jedi Order, the Mandalorians went to war against the Jedi and single-handedly almost took out the entire Jedi Order.
God damn.
Because they had superior tactics, weapons, and firepower.
You think Anakin and his whole entire stormtrooper army was bad? Like, the Mandalorians were fucking terrifying.
Were fucking insane. Like, and like that's why like everyone's like, oh fuck, it's a Mandalorian, don't talk shit to him, because when in the Mandalorian, when he walked in a bar, everyone's like, oh shit, like he killed everyone in the whole bar. They just did that. Like one person, like one Mandalorian was equivalent of like 40 people, you know, and there was a whole planet of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just trained killers.
Trained killers.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like
that makes more sense as to why this show holds such importance in the clips that I've seen.
Why they're the Mandalorians, like, oh fuck.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
But one of the crazy part about that is that takes place like millennia after the Mandalorian Wars, like thousands of years after the Mandalorian Wars.
Yeah, there's a lot of like time gaps in Star Wars from what I've noticed. But that's the best part is that like even the new trilogy, I can't shit on it that much, but every arc in Star Wars has to be super fucking interesting because like even when it comes to like Game of Thrones, there's still arcs that I'm like, fuck man, like why did I have to read through this just to get to this? But, like, when it comes to Star Wars, every fucking arc, every era is fucking badass for its own reason. That's what I love about that universe.
Yeah, no, it's fucking, yeah. Want to call it there?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah?
There's so much more to talk about still.
There's so much more. So we're gonna do this more.
Exactly. We got 2 weeks.
We do have 2 weeks.
Within this next 2 weeks, you need to watch the second movie of Harry Potter.
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, absolutely.
The snake.
The big snake.
The snake.
The snake.
I'm telling you, I'm finding that snake.
You'll probably find it within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks of gameplay until the next podcast.
I swear to God, if I'm like one of the first, it's got to be there. There's got to be a hint to the Chamber of Secrets. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to find out how to speak parcel tongue into my fucking controller.
I need to watch more gameplay. I haven't seen shit. All right.
Yeah. Stream that much anymore.
You may find us on most platforms on Strawberry Death Machine, twitch.tv/Strawberry Death Machine. We play video games. Podcasts, Indoor Podcasts, anywhere you could find podcasts. Search
TikTok, SDM Podcast, Instagram, Strawberry Death Machine, all one word. Check our platforms and leave a like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review where you can. And
Discord,
all that
We're in
good
our
shit.
Discord.
It's
Be
a cult.
friends.
Yes. It's
a lot. Yeah. This was a lot coming back. I forgot.
Yeah.
About
we'll be more prepared next time and actually have like a set topic.
We had a set topic list, but then we started talking about all these.
Then we started talking.
Then we started talking about fucking Star Wars, like we've done like the last 4 episodes. We've done this.
Yeah, we'll do like a designated like 2-part or 3-part like. We'll cover arcs because we can't just talk Star Wars. We'll fucking go off the rails. We'll cover arcs specifically, but yeah.
The only thing I will refuse to talk about is that fucking Halloween movie, but that's another day.
We'll talk about that.
I still haven't seen that movie.
I haven't even seen it either.
Yeah. But with that being said, we'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.
Have a good night. Bye. That was good. That was a good comeback episode.